Hey Internet, welcome to my channel, or if you just discovered my channel, then welcome. I hope you enjoy. But, anyway, I'm Katie. Um, and I didn't have any specific plans for this video, like no one asked me some super important question that I want to address. But I just kind of wanted to talk about the road thus as far as my gender, journey, and how I got here and all that, maybe to give you guys a little more context. This all started about a year and a half ago, shortly after I met my friend Jack. Um, and up until that point, I had been active in the queer community, but the only other trans people I had met was like this 50-year-old trans woman like at a rally. So, I can't really identify that much with someone like that. Um, and so of course, it didn't cause me to think about gender at all. But when I met my friend Jack, um, I don't know, there's something about him. I felt like he was just like an older version of myself. And I really started to question, me. After I met Jack, I didn't know that much about him other than that he was trans. Um and I thought that the only way to be trans, that the definition of a trans person, was someone who, from a young age says, "Oh, I like don't like my body. I was born in the wrong body. I shouldn't be this way. I'm gonna say if there's a guy or male bodied, say I'm gonna grow up to be a girl, things like that." And I wasn't that, and so I'm like, oh yeah, I can't be trans, whatever. Um, and then, but I did start identifying as genderqueer. Um, but that was kind of a thing where I think some part of me knew it was true, but another part of me didn't think that I had to acknowledge it, that it was important or anything like that. And so I'm like, oh, not like, I'm obviously not a trans person because I don't want to get surgery or anything like that. I haven't said that I'm gonna like be a guy from the time I was like 2, so I'm not trans. And so the whole genderqueer thing, I said, oh, I'm not weird. I don't have to acknowledge this or anything. I don't have to worry about it. I can just go on living exactly the way I am now. Um, which really wasn't a way that I was happy living. I've struggled with depression my whole life. Not all because of gender, but I imagine that had a specific part. I mean, a significant part in it. But anyway, and things really came to a head, um, in February when I went to, it was a big national like activist conference called Creating Change. And specifically, I went to a caucus called None of the Above, and it was for people who were, like gender nonconforming, and people who were like the odd identities, the not mainstream lesbian, gay, that thing. Um, and I went to this caucus, which I was oddly drawn to. I wonder why. Um, and for the first time in my life, I found people who were like, identify with gender neutral pronouns. Or, oh, I live as a guy, but I prefer not to specify a pronoun. Or, I don't feel like I need surgery or tea to tell me how to live my life. And I was like, whoa, 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 wait, I can be that? And then suddenly it was like, oh, okay, this makes total sense. This is who I am. I'm trans. And then I'm like, shit, I'm trans. I remember that weekend being like entirely like frantic and on the edge of tears, and it was really bad. At the time, I didn't know what to do. So, and I was really scared, and I didn't know what to make of myself. But yeah, things suddenly started to make sense. Um, and I used to refer to my identity. When people ask me, how do you identify? I used to refer to it, oh, my identity is just a big basket of confusion. Um, and, I realized that the other day that I can't say that anymore because I'm not confused. Like, I feel like I understand what's going on. As afraid as it makes me feel, and as scared as it makes me feel, I kind of understand now. And so right now I'm trying to figure out what steps I'm going to take with that. Um, I've been on that process ever since the Creating Change conference because, like, I realized that you know, I was finally on my own. I wasn't in a position where I had my parents or a partner or whatever telling me who I had to be or holding me to any certain expectations. That I could be anything I wanted, and that I realized that the person that I had been trying to be before was the person that other people wanted me to be, and really not the person that made me the happiest. Um, and right now, I'm kind of on a process of trying to find out where that is. Um, that's part of what the haircut was about, because I used to have hair down to like here, and I chopped it all off, much to my mother's dismay. Um, but yeah, and so I've thought a lot about transitioning, socially transitioning, not like medically transitioning. And if that were to happen, that would be way down the road. Um, but I've thought about names. I've thought about binding. I don't think I'd ever be interested in packing. I just don't see the point. I don't have this whole like huge like body dysphoria thing. Um, and that was another reason why I thought I couldn't be trans. Um, but it wasn't so much my body that I'm uncomfortable with, so much as it is the role that I'm put into and the way people see me, and the way people think of me, because of that female identification marker. Call it what you will, but yeah. So that's where I am now, and it's frustrating sometimes. I'm kind of trying to. The thing I've been trying to do recently is really just to find a community, but it's hard, especially here at Miami University, because we do have a group, a newly formed group called Transactions, but honestly, all I want people to talk to and relate to and who understand me. Um, and all the groups on campus are yay, let's go be activists, which isn't what I need. And so, I'm still left feeling kind of alone, which is part of the reason why I turned to YouTube in the first place. Um, and so, yeah, I kind of have a tentative plan that if I were um, to, kind of socially transition and, change a name and all that stuff, I would probably start doing that at the beginning of next school year just because that would make the most sense chronologically. It's it's frustrating. It's difficult. And I mean, I'm scared. uh I mean, there's a lot of things, like little things that I'm afraid of. Like my parents, how they'll react. But and like having to email my teachers and things like that. Um about my preferred pronoun and all that stuff. It's just little things, little changes that it'll bring about in my life. I'm afraid of people like perceiving me differently. Um, and really, I'm not that interested in passing. Honestly, I don't need to pass. It's more I just feel like personally I would feel so much better. I'd feel so much more true to who I actually am if I did go through with this transition thing. To steal a term from another video, Operation Genderbender. When I first started, I guess, coming out, because I'm out to a lot of people, a lot of good friends, even though I'm still kind of in this process. When I first started coming out to people, I said that, people always tell you to be yourself. Like when you're meeting people, oh, just be yourself. They'll love you. Be yourself. It's fine. And I feel like because of all this, for the first time in my life, I understand what that actually means. Um, so yeah, that's where I am right now. But it's funny because I can't not be an activist. I can't not like go out into the public sphere and put my business out there so people are with me, like all the steps of the way. It's funny. Like I'm out before I'm even like out to myself. It's funny. But anyway, so yeah. That's where I am. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm just like super happy and well adjusted because I'm not yet. Um, but yeah, I thought you guys just might want to get to know me a little bit better. As always, any questions or comments are fantastic, and I would love those, and I hope to hear back. Thanks!